We just got a bunch of new information about college football 26 as EA Sports has released the player ratings for just about everybody in the game, including the top 5 for each position, as well as the fastest players in the game, as there's 4 players that are clocking 99 overall speeds in college football 26. Well, we also got some Madden 26 news and some college basketball news from 2K Sports. I'm going to get into all that, but before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Now, in yesterday's video, we randomly heard how EA decided to drop some information about how they're going to be making a college basketball game in the future, which in itself seemed really oddly timed considering that EA doesn't typically want to divide attention from what they're doing on a given day. And that was also the same day that they were dropping their big gameplay reveal, which is something that they do every single year for college football. And essentially out of nowhere, they just made like a really small post on their X account suggesting that, hey, we're going to be making college basketball pretty soon too. It seemed very strange. I couldn't figure out why they were doing it. I thought maybe they were just trying to, split the attention a little bit, but it didn't make a ton of sense until I heard that basically Matt Brown kind of forced their hand by putting out information that they really didn't want to get out. Now, 2K could have very well been putting together a game about college basketball on the low as well, but based on the fact that a lot of people were suggesting that, they'd rather 2K have control of that game based on the fact that NBA 2K has been a better game than NBA Live. And let's be honest, a lot of people think that NFL 2K is a better game than Madden's been making for the last 20 or so years. So a lot of people prefer 2K as a developer, including EA itself, because they went out and hired a couple of 2K developers that are now leading up their NFL games when it comes to guys like Scott O'Gallagher, who I've talked about a lot on this channel. So 2K chimed in on their own personal Twitter account, basically sharing a tweet from somebody else saying that 2K should be making the college basketball game. And then they basically just said the campus has been quiet for too long, suggesting or basically teasing that they want to put out their own version of college basketball, which is very interesting considering that the information that apparently was made public was these companies' attempts to try to basically get the licensing rights or something like that to basically get these games on their way. And it hasn't really been decided yet, but it's very interesting. I mean, this is noticeably quiet. They're saying less, which is probably, it's kind of purposeful that they're saying less. Now, they did share a tweet saying something about college basketball, which makes a lot of sense because they already have a basketball game developed. So it wouldn't be too difficult for them to basically, change some things, slap a fresh coat of paint on the NBA 2K game they already have, and basically make a college basketball game. And if they take this typical approach that EA takes, kind of like they did with Madden, where they basically adapted the Madden engine to college football and vice versa, they could probably get a game out much quicker, as they were shooting for a 2028 launch for college basketball from EA. I could imagine that 2K could probably beat that to market maybe like a year in advance if they really wanted to, but they haven't really said much. They're basically just teasing it at this point. And what I think really speaks loudly here is what they don't say. They did share a post saying that they should be making a college basketball game, but I went over in yesterday's video that college basketball compared to college football is always sold about a third of what college football does. In the past, it was like 370,000 on average for the college basketball game compared to like 1 million for college football. But that was in the past. College football 25 changed everything, as college football 25 came out and became the best-selling sports game in North American history. And since 2K originally was making NFL games, and the only reason they stopped is because EA went directly to the NFL and paid them a hefty fee for exclusive players' rights as far as the player likenesses, which is something they don't have when it comes to college football, by the way. What's to stop 2K from looking at all the money that EA is raking in on college football 25? What's to stop 2K from saying that they want to get in on the college football market? I don't think there's really any exclusive things that would prevent them. It's not like the NFL, where the real reason that 2K got worked out of the market is because EA paid the NFL directly for exclusive player rights, player likeness rights of active players. There's nothing like that in the college market. There is no players association. It's just as wide open NIL. If they were to decide that, hey, they're making a lot of money and we can make a football game better than they are, which is something they've done in the past, what's to stop them from doing that again? Not to mention that the NFL NFL Players Association exclusive rights deal that Madden has currently is running out either next year or the year after that. So it's something where the NFL might be looking to open up the license to other producers, other companies. And if 2K already has something in the works, it's just very easy for them to basically, just make that college football game into an NFL game the exact same way. So there is definite incentive for them to start making a football game, even if it's not for the NFL, even if it's just for college. And then if the license opens up, then they could basically adapt that back to a regular game. And it's not that too far-fetched, considering that 2K was recently in the room with the NFL as recently as just 2 years ago, when 2K got their foot in the door to basically get some licensing for a game that they made called NFL 2K Playmakers, which was not very popular. The game didn't even last very long, but they did have players likeness rights for that game. Really wasn't anything close to what the games were that they made in the past or what they would most likely make in the future, but there is incentive to build a game, even if it's just for the college market. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but for people that are always looking for 2K to come back into this market, there definitely is a window here. Now, that information aside, on the Madden front, there is a deep dive coming tomorrow for franchise, which they did announce on their Twitter account. I'm sure there's going to be a lot for that. I've said in previous videos that it definitely looks like they're putting more time into Madden this year than college football. So be on the lookout for me to drop a video with my reaction to that and breaking that down and things like that if you guys want to check that out. Other than that, they also did release a lot of player ratings, since we do have college football dropping very soon. They released a lot of player ratings, top 100 player ratings, which basically is identical to something that I already put out. I already had this from Mutt Leaks a long time ago in a previous video, so I'll post this on the screen. But it turns out that what Mutt Leaks had posted was 100% correct. They said at the time that it wasn't necessarily correct because in one of their deep dive trailers, they had their #1 player in Jeremiah Smith as a 99 overall player on that, but it does turn out he's a 98 overall player on this, as well as it has the top 10 offensive players. They also did top 5 by each position. So I'll go over these real quick, just showing you guys the top 10 offensive players. We've got a Penn State guy up on there, Nicholas Singleton. And then you can see, there's obviously Eli Stowers, the top tight end. I'll be going over that in a minute. We got some linemen there. But let's start off with the quarterbacks. Top 5 quarterbacks. We got Cade Klubnik leading the pack, although technically there's 3 quarterbacks with a 92 overall rating, including Drew Aller and Garrett Nussmeier. I'm not a huge fan of this quarterback class, by the way, as we have, I think Lenore Sellers is probably the best one out of these 5 as far as like a pro prospect, but what do I know? Other than that, we have top 5 running backs. Jeremiah Love, definitely that guy, and I think Nicholas Singleton is very good too. Receivers is probably the best spot, as we have Jeremiah Smith, who's the highest overall rated player, and Ryan Williams, who is one of the highest rated players as well. And I think by the time the year's done, they could both be a 99 overall through updates. At tight end, I already said Eli Stowers made in the top 10 players. Oscar Delp is on here. He was a very good player last year. We have top 5 offensive linemen. As you can see, I'm not going to necessarily go over all these guys by name, but there's a lot of really good players here. The one that I'm the most excited about, though, obviously, speed is king in these type of games. And we got the top 10 fastest players. There are 4 guys who have a 99 overall, including Nick Harbor, who was a nightmare last year. I think he was a true freshman. He's like 6'5", 99 overall speed. We also got LSU Barian Brown, who's 99 speed, Roderick Pleasant from UCLA, 99 speed, and Jordan Anthony from Arkansas is a 99 speed, as well as some defensive players on here. We got Julian Humphrey from Texas A&M, King Mack, who I'm probably going to be using a lot because I'm going to be using Penn State a lot this year at a 98 speed. Just a lot of really fast guys. 2 guys from LSU, and Jelani Watkins and Barian Brown also, by the way. So that's going to be probably one of the most OP teams in the game, considering that they have Garrett Nussmeier. I'm going to go ahead and end the video there, but before I do, I'll have some videos popping up with more information that's come out about college football and Madden. So if you guys want to check that out, just click links. And until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.